Hey everyone, Dave Guerra here. Welcome back. It's Lessons in Leadership. It's a new day. We're going to be doing this on Saturday mornings now. We'll be publishing this on Saturday mornings. So be on the lookout for the new videos on Saturday mornings. So thank you again for stopping by. Alrighty, so today's topic in Lessons in Leadership is the five tips to lead your team. You've been tagged as a team leader. You've been tagged as someone who, you've got to be part of the team now. You've got to lead them. You're going to be responsible for them. It's your responsibility to make them successful. So what are you going to do? How are you going to make this happen? Well, here are the five. I mean, there's more tips, more things to do, but here are the top five. Here are the top five. Number one, be part of the team. Become part of the team. Become part of the team. It's critical for the leader to be interested in the team members, not just what they do 9 to 5, but what they do outside, more like hobbies, family, that kind of thing. Just kind of get to understand them, what makes them tick, what they bring to the organization, what they bring to the team. So again, it's critical for the leader to be interested in the team members as individuals, not just as members of a team. Also, a team leader gets in to help and not take over. What I mean is you hired someone to do something as part of the team and you jump in to help, not to take over. Then at that point you become a micromanager, and guess what? That's not a good leader. That's a bad manager right there. Next, your team was put together for a reason. So understand that as becoming part of the team, your team's already there. If you're one of those that's filling in, you just got tagged, the team's been around for a while. Well, it was put together for a reason, and you're the one that's leading that team because somewhere up above you, higher up, said, you know what, this individual and that team working together, they're going to make magic. So do that. Make sure you're doing that. Develop talents. Develop talents. That's number two. Develop talents. All right, so listen, it's simple. How do you develop the talents of others? You ask your team members for direct input from their perspective. What's going to make them better? What do they know? What do they want to know? What do they need to know to do their job effectively and make things better? Well, then once they tell you that and they share that with you, do everything within your power to facilitate them gaining that knowledge and that skill set. Definitely. Let them direct their needs. Let them, don't go saying, well, I think you need to take this. No, you don't know them. They know themselves better than you do. Let them, like I said, direct their needs. Now, they may be a little apprehensive at first. That's okay. That's fine. But understand that no matter what, they still, deep down inside, might not open up, but deep down inside, they really, truly, and it might take a while for you to peel back the layers. Expect that. But once they realize and accept that you really, truly want them to succeed and you're delivering, be ready because those floodgates are going to open across the board, the entire team. Motivate change. Number three, motivate change. Do what you can to eliminate the fear of change. Understand that change is all around. It's going to happen. It's everywhere right now. It's happening to everybody everywhere. And resistance to change is normal. So expect that. Ensure that they understand that, hey, it's happening. It's normal to be resistant to change, but we still have a mission to do. We still have a job to accomplish. We still have all of these things to get done. So however you do it, ensure that you reinforce that while change is coming, it's happening, it's going to change again, there's going to be more changes coming in life. No matter what, there's nothing we can do with those. We can roll with the punches. And most of all, when we open our eyes first thing in the morning, we need to realize that today is a new day. So let them know that. Make certain they understand the change while it's happening to everyone. It is happening to this whole pandemic thing is happening to everyone. Therefore, while we are all not in the same boat, we are all in the same storm. So once they get that perspective of, we're all going through our own thing because of this, it might be different, but again, just 20 feet in that direction, it's a whole different situation that's happening because of this pandemic. And here, the same thing. It's different from theirs. But again, it's all because of the pandemic, so it's the same storm. Next, coordinate activities instead of directing people. Coordinate activities instead of directing people. Ensure that your team is moving forward. Ensure you're doing everything that you can to motivate your slowest team member and everything you can to encourage your weakest team member. Because somebody's going to be the weakest one, someone's going to be the slowest one, just like someone's the fastest and someone is the strongest. It's your job. It behooves you to identify these individuals early and start working on them to make them stronger and faster, because once you do that, they become stronger, better individuals to the team. And if you get the team involved in helping each other, then you inspire the team to continuously work with each other to deliver the best they can all the time, every time. That's non-negotiable. So, feedback. Ensure you are giving feedback, providing feedback on performance all the time, constantly. As a leader, it's your job, and it's also your job to solicit that feedback on how they perceive you're doing. See, the captain of the ship, a captain of a ship, a boat, anywhere, is continuously notified of the ship's course, the conditions of the ship, the status of the ship, the weather conditions, the status when things are going to change, constantly being updated throughout the entire journey, from the moment it leaves port to the moment it docks at the destination, or it lands at the bottom of the ocean. Just depends on what happens. But the captain will always be notified of what's going on. They're always giving them feedback on performance. The crew, the equipment, the passengers, the cargo, whatever it happens to be, because that's who's responsible ultimately. So now let's take that. So again, the entire time. Now, annual performance reviews, folks, I am keen on them, but I'm not keen on them. And this is why I'm not liking annual performance review, because they tend to focus on the last couple of months and not the entire annual review period, which is the last 12 months. No, they focus on the last couple of months because that's what's fresh in people's mind. That's what's just going on. And if anyone claims, oh, no, not me, I don't do that, I do the end, they're a liar, and I'm calling them a liar unless they can prove me otherwise. And how do they prove me otherwise? They have a logbook. They're maintaining a journal, documenting what's going on all the time. So-and-so did this, so-and-so did this. Back in March, that happened. Back in January, that's happened. Everything. And that, my folks, when you're logging your journal and you're documenting, that's the only exception. And folks, we know, you know, and I know, those exceptions are few and far between. So encourage not just encourage yourself to keep a logbook, but encourage your team members to keep their own logbook. That way they can determine what has worked for them, what has failed for them, and they can learn on their own, and they can share the success stories with others. So again, also, the other fallout behind that is they can also let the leader know when things are not on course, when things are not moving the way they should be, when things are not happening the way they are, well, they're supposed to be. So again, the team leader must require from themselves more frequent and periodic reviews. I mean, the leader's got to tell himself to go out there and get those reviews, communicate with them, but also encourage the team members to provide that. That whole thing is essential to the individual growth. That whole review, that whole performance feedback is essential to individual growth and the team growth and success. Those reviews should be used to determine if it's time to steer away from the oncoming iceberg. And that's terrible. So let's recap. The 5 tips. Tip number 1, become part of the team. Tip number 2, develop the talents of the team. Tip number 3, motivate change. It's happening, it's coming, and we're part of it, and we're going to make it, and we're going to push through it. Number 4, coordinate activities instead of directing people. No, work together. Ask them to work together. Tell them to work together. That's the only time you direct, is when you tell them they need to work together, because they're all in it together. And of course, provide feedback on performance. On you to them, them to you, and vice versa, and continuously. Don't wait for the last couple of months. All the time. And folks, what does all of this mean? Here's your bonus tip. Tip number 6. Always be communicating. ABC. Always be communicating. It's that simple. That's what all of this means. It's all about communication. So, I want to thank you for watching. Leave your comments down below, and don't forget to like, subscribe. Also, click on that bell, that notification bell, to be notified the next time I post. And again, I thank you for watching. My name is Dave Guerra. Until next time, take care. Listen, watch, observe, be that leader.